You know, it's almost like your birthday with a package from China, so let's go. Hey guys, welcome back. We are back with a new retro classic mini street arcade or treasure box. You can call this thing all kinds of names. Pandora's box. I really love these form factor mini devices and do have like a lot of positive things to it. So this is the new version, or better said, like this is a newer version, but it only has like 1500 games support. So it's tiny compared with all the new ones that we have seen before. I just wanted to see how it is nowadays and is this thing still worth picking up. They are not selling it for a lot of money, but it's still like when you're looking at the price class, you can pick up so many different systems nowadays. So what you're going to get, I have reviewed all kinds of models here, and I also want to check out the newer later editions. So this is the simple and the powerful mini street arcade. Yeah, it's kind of funny that you do get like a box inside a box, but let's take a close look in here. Like, we do get the controllers, the Ucom ones. The Ucoms are like okay quality, but they are not like super great. I can tell you like they're like more of the chemical controls. Let's just keep it that. So it comes with a 12-volt power supply. It's always like a mix of what I'm going to get. Sometimes you're going to get yourself like the old school, let's say separate brick with a cable. This is like one that comes with the original Euro plug. Take consideration if you're buying one, you get the right power supply. Otherwise you do have an issue and a problem. Two controls. This thing comes with a VGA, HDMI. It even still has some batteries in the inside. And then of course the toilet paper manual. That doesn't, yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Ah, there it is. The mini arcade family version, so I'm guessing this is called the family version. That's another thing, that these boxes are quite interesting because they all basically sound the same, but there are no basically big differences. So when you're looking at the specification, there we're going to get a similar like specification we've seen before. Comes with a quad core, A7, Mali 400 MP2. DDR 2 GB, DDR3 2 GB, quite interesting, only having like 16 GB of an SD card. Alright, so let's take a close look at the system itself. So what they're using, they're basically using the same cases all over again. I've reviewed a couple of these devices back then, but also now. When you're looking at this, it's the same Pandora treasure box. I find it quite interesting that they will implement a fan, so for cooling it's absolutely great. An on-off switch at the front, something we're also missing always with most Pandora's boxes or game boxes. We have like two USB ports at the side. Here we do get ourselves the SD card. Oh, they're using a 32 gigabytes. Quite interesting that this is the 32 gigabytes. So, okay, whatever. But what you're going to get with this is we do have like some options for the modern TVs, like with an HDMI. Take consideration these things are around 720p signal output, depending on what kind of model. Input 12 volt, and then we have VGA out, the jack out, volume control. That's basically like the thing with the Pandora's boxes, and of course the tiny box for, or the tiny button for the box getting into the settings menu. I wish they added some, let's say, rubberized feet. Maybe I'll add them myself, so it will basically like stand better on your table. But what I like about it is like the form factor. It's really cute, and that is what I like about it. But let's take a close look at the performance, what you can do with it. For the people who are familiar with the Pandora box stuff, you can see that the menu itself looks very similar, only having now the recent options and also a search option. Something you don't see very often, especially with these game consoles. And it's quite a mixed bag. As you can see, a lot of different games, but most of them are just more of the same, more like a minor tweak or a hack. And yeah, it's more like the same with this preview video that you have seen with the previous models. Nevertheless, for the people new to this, basically what you're going to get is one big gigantic list. And with some of the versions they are alphabetic order, and some they have put everything just in one big messy list. But with this version we're going to get a recent list, so we can check out which games we have played before, and of course we can search a game. So if you want to search a game in the gigantic mess of a list, you can do this very easily, and it works very well and very fast. The settings menu are similar like all the other Pandora boxes we have in the EO tester. We can do the gamepad mapping. Game list, we can, if you want to remove games or just want to basically not show them in the list. The Neo Geo console, I did mess around with it, but I couldn't find any extra options. We can have a background sound if you want to, change out the wallpaper, language, clear the list, discard, and of course save and exit. Another thing is what's pretty cool with this system and not common with these game systems, that we're having a resume, exit, save and load menu. In other words, we can do a quick load, quick save, but take consideration you're only having one slot for each game. But what kind of games can you play with? Because we can't add games what you see what you're going to get. There are around 1500 on them, and there are just a mixed bag, and not a really 1500 because it's always more like hacked and different than clone versions. So when you're looking at the games, most of them will be arcade games. You need to think about MAME, Neo Geo. Those games will run on the system. But some of these systems you can find in 8-bit or 60-bit games, but it's always more like really old stuff. But let's get into the gameplay. Another thing that I need to point out is when you're looking at the game very closely, you can see it's not that pixelated like the old school games. And the reason why, because they are using this optimization filter. And the biggest bummer is that you can't shut it off if you really hate this. But sadly, this console suffers from screen tearing like a lot of these Pandora's boxes. But nevertheless, what is a very good thing that the audio itself is not that bad like Pandora Box 5. But when you take a close look at the game list, you can see that it is similar like in Pandora's Box 5 or 6 that has been released quite a long time ago. And the reason why is very simple. But when I take a close look at the specifications, here we're going to see what they have used. It's an Allwinner A3, that is basically just a quad-core Cortex A7, the stuff that we got with the first batch of Pandora's boxes. Clock speed of 1.3 GHz, the Mali 400 MP2 as a GPU and 1 GB of DDR3. But in the end, what we're going to get is the same stuff that we have seen many years before, like with the first generation of Pandora's Box 4, 5, 6S, stuff like that. We're going to get a horrible controller. Unfortunate, finding a replacement for this is going to be a challenge because these boxes are like locked down. You cannot, let's say, plug in your Xbox 360 most of the time. They will not be supported. That is something of the latest Pandora's Box models. Let me know in the comments what you think of this. Would you consider picking it up? I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit that little bell and become one of the Wicked family. It would be just great to see you in the next video.